Welcome back to the Kennedy Dynasty Podcast. I'm your host, Allison, and we've made it. We're here. We've arrived.
We're right here.
It is the 100th episode celebration.
Extravaganza.
And obviously, I'm joined by the person who needs no introduction on the show anymore. It's Ryan Pryor.
Hi, I'm Ryan Pryor.
Yep. It's
That's
him.
me.
He's here. And we've never actually podcasted in person, which is very exciting.
You've never in-person podcasted?
Never.
That's another way of saying that. But we've never done this.
We haven't.
We've always recorded in separate locations.
Right.
Or, and then I had to send my audio in, or I've forgotten to send my audio in.
Or I've had to edit out things that Pryor said that he shouldn't have. So if he says things that he shouldn't, forget about it. It didn't happen.
Yes.
And we'll edit it out before it goes.
Please forgive me.
Yeah. It'll be good.
For I am flawed.
Yes.
Not a lot. But I'm somewhat flawed.
It's a lot. But a couple things before we get started. This is very live, and I very much edit my podcast on the regular. So I have notes, friends. I will be reading a little bit, just a little, and I'm going to mess up, and it's going to be okay. We will make it through this.
We're going to have a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be, if you don't have fun, start having fun
also, I hope
right
you
now.
Get a drink.
Get a drink.
If you're of age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. We can't check.
You're a teacher. You shouldn't say stuff like that.
We don't have the ability to check.
God. Ugh. Do you already need that's your opinion?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, no.
Okay, so that was the first housekeeping thing to say, and Ryan already just messed it up, but it's fine. We're going to make it through. Also, everything that we mentioned today, because we got a lot, it's going to be packed. We got a lot going on. Everything will go to a website page that we're going to build. And I say we, I mean Jeff. I don't do anything with the website. So he's going to build it, and it will be there on Monday. It'll be all the recipes for cocktails we're going to make, which is fun. And it's going to be just everything we talk about. So it'll be there. Look for it. I'll link it on my Instagram at Kennedy Dynasty, which if you noticed, sorry for the little hiccup in tech. It's not airing on Instagram. But you know what? It's fine because YouTube is a better platform. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to say it is, though. So, yeah, that's going to be there.
We might not catch the eye of certain celebrities, but we'll have to do without them.
Why'd you have to? Okay. He could have said that off air.
Okay.
But that's fine. Also, last but not least, for housekeeping, this will live in audio in a normal podcast episode because obviously it's the 100th. It's got to live there. So if you're listening right now, fast forward to Tuesday. It's the future. You're listening and you're bored because you're listening and not seeing all the fun stuff we're going to do live. I'm going to put the direct link to watch this video in the episode description. Click it. You won't be bored anymore. It's going to be great. Also, remember to download that episode so I get the download anyway, even if you don't finish it. That's all I got. So let's chat a little bit.
Let's talk.
We're here.
We're here. I have never been to your house. I've been to a house you used to live in.
That's true.
But I have never been to this house. And
what do you think?
It's fantastic.
You like it?
Allison has some great taste.
It's vibey.
Look at that. Look at this wall.
I know.
This is like one of those selfie walls that they have at the Airbnbs. You know those with like the garden?
Yeah.
That has like live, laugh, love on it?
Yeah.
With like the neon signs. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about,
right?
Yeah.
You see them on Instagram.
Are you going to selfie on my wall?
I might later.
I would be honored.
Yeah, I'll take a selfie.
Well, I just can't believe that we've made it to 100 episodes.
2 years ago, you called me.
That's right.
It was March.
Tell the story.
Oh yeah. So, 2 years ago, I'm sitting outside. It's the COVID has just begun.
The COVID.
We
need to bleep that.
We were sitting outside. Caroline and I were sitting outside, and I was enjoying a glass of wine, and I was reading a book, fantastic book about the invasion of Russia in 1941, and I get a call from Allison, who I had not talked to in some months.
It had been a minute.
Yeah.
We were like the drop-in friends.
Yeah.
When something like bad or good happened, we'd be like, hey, how you doing? Good. Okay, talk to you in 2 years.
So I was like, I don't know, maybe she just wants to check in. And she's like, hi. So I want to do, I'm really interested in the Kennedys. I love the Kennedys. And there's this Instagram page, and I wanted to buy it or get the account, but they wouldn't let me, or there was something else happening. And long story short, I started a new Instagram page. And I was like, cool, I don't have Instagram. I didn't have Instagram at the time. I did not.
No, you did though.
No, I didn't. I destroyed my Instagram in college.
You had a fake account for a while.
I did. Because I would
You would stalk us.
I would creep.
Yeah.
On my computer, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, she calls me. She says, I think I want to do a podcast, and you helped me pass freshman level U.S. history in college.
You did.
Would you be interested in being on? And I was like, well, I like people paying attention to me, and I like talking aloud. And I said, sure. I'd never done a podcast before. And that's that. And then 2 weeks later, you were like, all right, here's the thing. What are we going to talk about? We talked about it. And, now we are 199 episodes later.
Look at us. Who'd have thought?
Longevity.
That's
and you've done such a great job, by the way. Let's give everybody, let's just throw some praise over
Listen,
here.
stop.
She's taken it from nothing, an
Bring
idea
it
in her
on.
head, to going and like hanging out with historians who actually know that write books about things like this. I
Ryan.
know, and you're traveling to Dallas and New York and Washington D.C. This is incredible. Look at this.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Appreciate it.
And we got a graphic.
I know. Who would have thought of all the accomplishments?
Listen.
Thank God for Canva.
Thank you all for being
We made
here.
it. I'd like
That's
to
it.
thank the
All right,
Academy.
Goodbye.
No, we have more.
Okay.
Don't you worry. And then we're actually going to do our segments. And thank you for all that, by the
You're
way.
welcome.
I don't want to just glaze over that. That was
Very
very nice. I appreciate it. Brought a little tear. But we're going to do our segments, and you've never actually done them with me. So I'm going to break you in a little bit in the news segment,
Got
and
it.
you are going to do it. So this is how I normally do it when I record just audio. I read it. So here, you're going to read this right here.
I'm gonna read this right here.
Yeah.
Big news story of the past 7 days.
In the news. Last week, in her role as U.S. Ambassador to Australia, Caroline Kennedy visited Honiara to
okay.
commemorate the anniversary of the Battle of Guadalcanal. During the visit, she was introduced to the children of two Allied military operatives who saved JFK's life during World War II by taking the infamous coconut, which had been inscribed with a rescue message to an Australian coast watcher, who arranged for Kennedy's crew to be saved after his patrol boat PT-109 was hit by a Japanese destroyer. This information coming from The Guardian. And you may recall our episode on PT-109, if you haven't, worth a listen.
I was going to say, I'll link it in the description of this episode.
And
but
also, if you
I
were in
don't
our
know.
lobby beforehand, you would have heard the classic Jimmy Dean song,
Yes.
PT-109.
Yes.
Jimmy Dean of pure pork sausage fame.
Which is incredible. And surely you've listened to that episode if you've made it this far. So,
Sure.
Sure.
If you're here with us
I would like
tonight-
to also mention,
if you're here with us
I
tonight-
have a replica of said
This is yours.
coconut on the table for display. I got this from the JFK Library. It was a limited release. I'm sorry if you did not get one because I love it and it's a treasure. All right, anything to say about that? I don't think so. Let's move on. All right, let's get to our inspiring clip of the week.
One of the inspiring notes.
In the theme of 100, I was thinking, what can we do for 100 and Kennedy and all that kind of stuff? And I was like, did he make a speech on his first 100 days in the White House? No. He was, according to his agenda, shout out to my incredible research intern, Anya, who found this. He was in the White House hanging out with Jackie that day, did not make a speech. So, if we all remember, in his inaugural address, he mentions within his first 100 days. So, watch this clip.
So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that civility is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. Let both sides explore what problems unite us, instead of belaboring those problems which divide us. Let both sides, for the first time, formulate serious and precise proposals for the inspection and control of arms, and bring the absolute power to destroy other nations under the absolute control of all nations. Let both sides seek to invoke the wonders of science instead of its terrors. Together, let us explore the stars, conquer the deserts, eradicate disease, tap the ocean depth, and encourage the arts and commerce. Let both sides unite to heed in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah to undo the heavy burdens and let the oppressed go free. And if a beachhead of cooperation may push back the jungle of suspicion, let both sides join in creating a new endeavor, not a new balance of power, but a new world of law, where the strong are just and the weak secure and the peace preserved. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days. nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin.
All right, and now for our recommendation segment, which also keeps within the 100 theme situation.
Of course, then we would recommend it.
So first up, I'm going to recommend JFK's Last 100 Days, An Intimate Portrait of a Great President by Thurston Clarke. That's a book. I will link it in the description of the audio episode, and it will also go to that website page that I was telling you guys about earlier, so you can purchase that. And another one, this is really cool. The JFK Library has an online exhibition for its JFK 100 milestones and mementos, and it was to commemorate his 100th birthday. It was a few years ago. So I will link that as well, the same way that I just said that I would.
You know,
Very cool.
we have talked often about how cool it would be to try to do like an episode walking around the library.
I would love to do that.
I think we should do that.
I think we should do it.
I think is there interest in that?
We have big plans.
We have big plans.
Like
yeah.
we've talked about that. Wait, I'm blanking on our other plans, but I don't think
That's a big one.
Okay.
But I do have a recommendation, Allison,
Okay.
which is that in the theme of 100 days, I don't know if you've noticed my outfit.
Yes.
My
We
100
couldn't look more opposite.
This is my Hyannisport outfit. So this I've got my my polo and my blazer.
I'm here for it.
100 days. How did I link that? How did I in my head?
I have no idea.
You ready for this? 100 days, 100 degrees, right? When it's 100 degrees out, where do you want to go? You want to go to the shore.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you're at the shore, there's only one thing you need to feel. If you want to be JFK, you can look like this. Although I mean, not this good. But also, I would highly recommend a pair of loafers. Loafers made of foam.
And if you remember, this has been
loafers made of foam. So I'm this flexible,
It's
by the
scary,
way. I know.
actually. You look like you pulled up some fake leg from like
Hello.
it's like an SNL sketch.
No, so loafers, JFK would have loved them.
Hey, I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think any man enjoys a pair of comfortable shoes
He
that
would
are
have worn them
stylish.
with vigor.
You said you were
I
going to
was
bring it
gonna
in.
do it.
She said earlier. She said I'm going to try to get one Viga in.
And if you remember, we've talked the Flofers. That's a very random thing if you have not listened to that episode.
Also,
but
the
he
bottoms
plugged,
are red, white, and blue. Just
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. He plugged the Flofers heavily in one
honestly,
episode.
Flofer people, if you're out there, I'm ready. I'm ready to be your spokesperson. Am I not the face?
I'm sure they're watching.
Oh, they probably are.
Right, I'm gonna be honest with you. You are the face for Flofers.
What if they
There's
are?
no doubt.
Who knows?
It's a good thing.
Yes.
Well, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
That's my
I
recommendation.
don't know about you, but I need a drink.
It's
drink o'clock.
6:15 here.
Yeah, it is.
So
We're central.
That's 1
But
hour and 15 minutes after 5 o'clock.
It's time for a drink.
Time for a drink.
So I have brought in a wonderful friend named Lucas, and he's a fantastic bartender, and he's going to make us a couple cocktails. So while we get to that, let's watch a little video first.
Comedian Johnny W. here. Allie, you did it. 100 episodes of the Kennedy Dynasty Podcast. People said it couldn't be done. No one said that. People have been really supportive. But you met expectations, and that's important, okay? Like President Kennedy himself, you threw your hat right over the wall, you chased it down, you went straight to the moon, or whatever 100 episodes of a podcast equivalent is to space travel. Anyway, proud of you. Let's do 100 more.
Allison, 100 episodes. Are you kidding me? Congrats to you and Kennedy Dynasty Podcast. We are so grateful to have you on the Evergreen Network. Amazing. Keep going. It's people like you who inspire others to live their dreams. Keep doing it.
Hey everybody, Dylan here. I am the marketing coordinator for Kennedy Dynasty, and I just wanted to come on and say happy 100th episode. Watching the show grow and expand over these past months have been such a fun and fulfilling experience, and I can't wait to see where the show goes in the next 100 episodes and beyond.
Happy 100th episode, Kennedy Dynasty, and thank you for including Mrs. Kennedy's White House restoration among your many fascinating topics.
Queridos amigos, estoy muy contenta de estar con ustedes. This is how Jackie Kennedy would sometimes greet the Spanish-speaking public, and I wanted to share that with you, Allison, as we celebrate 100 episodes. Congratulations.
How's it going, guys? I'm Lucas Warden, aforementioned bartender here tonight. Figured we'd do some fun things. One of the favorite cocktails of Jackie Kennedy was a daiquiri. I work for a company called Desert Door. We're kind of a interesting little company outside of Austin that's kind of focused in land preservation and conservation down in Texas. So I'm using our spirit today and making a traditional daiquiri. So when it comes down to a daiquiri, we need 3 ingredients: sugar, citrus, and booze. And starting off today, we're gonna go ahead and put in some citrus with a little lime juice. We're gonna go 3/4 ounce for each drink, and I'm making 4 at one time and 110. This is an ill-advised tactic, but I've been here before. So, a little bit about our company. We focus on making sure that we can remove the Sotol plant. Desert Door Texas Sotol is a Texas Sotol distillery. As I had mentioned, right outside of Austin, we are a veteran-owned distillery right out there. And what we do is we remove these Sotol plants that have been in our country for a very long time, arguably the earliest distillate in North America. Very similar to a clear rum when you use it in that application, thus the reason we're going to make a daiquiri out of it today. So, traditional build for a daiquiri is 3/4 ounces of lime juice, 3/4 ounces of simple syrup, and then 2 ounces of your favorite rum, particularly a white rum. This is a good time.
It's like ASMR.
Oh, yes. I also have my nice little penguin guy up here as my pour spout. It was a gift. He's got a top hat.
Don't be afraid. Add a little extra if you want.
Oh, yeah. we're here.
Soupçon.
Yeah.
We're super here today
We're
for
here.
this one.
We're home. No,
Yeah.
I'm not driving.
So, there's that beautiful blue ceramic bottle. We're gonna grab a little ice from down below. Excuse my rudeness. So, right over into the tin. Good little slap.
Oh, look at that motion.
The big question on these guys is how long to shake. I kind of know, but when you're feeling it in your hand, you'll kind of know when the ice starts to melt, tins start to get closed a little bit more by the cold, and then you just release. You'll notice that you've done it right if there's a decent amount of foam on the top, and we're gonna see if we can actually pour these out equally across 4 modest-sized coupe glasses.
So pretty.
Ooh. Yes. And traditionally served with either a lime wedge or a lime wheel. I'm going with a lime wheel today. I made 4 because there's a crew here, and they also deserve rewards.
Yeah, they do.
So, for our guests of the hour, or hosts of the hour, the hostess and host with the most.
Thank you, sir.
And hostess. So,
All right.
Okay.
there you go. A nice refreshing drink.
Okay, that's delish.
And then a couple for
Oh my gosh, that's
the
so
crew.
good.
I got one for you.
By the way, I called him Pukey, and I just realized that. It's his nickname for me. So,
I
just want to
think
make sure.
that, in my opinion, this is the best daiquiri I've ever had.
Play it.
Excellent.
Yes.
From the least intermediate.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers to 100.
And cheers to our bartender.
Yeah, cheers to Lucas.
Thank you, Lucas. This is fantastic.
I think that's fantastic.
I can see why Jackie liked it.
Yeah, I can too.
Good enough for a Kennedy.
Good enough for Kennedy, good enough for us schlubs.
Yeah.
Can I put this here? Can I put that here?
Go for it. That's your spot.
That's my spot.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Ashton Gleckman, and I'm the director of the upcoming 10-part docuseries Kennedy. And I just wanted to say congratulations for 100 episodes of the Kennedy Dynasty. I'm a huge fan of the podcast, listen to every single episode, and I'm super excited to have Allison as a historical consultant on the docuseries. So congratulations, and here's to 100 more episodes.
Happy 100th episode to Allison and the Kennedy Dynasty Podcast, one of my favorites. Congratulations from John Driver and the Talk About That podcast. Well done.
Happy anniversary, Kennedy Dynasty, from Rachel Birchfield.
Hey everyone, Neil Thompson here. As you might imagine, someone who is the author of a new book called The First Kennedys, The Humble Roots of an American Dynasty, was pretty thrilled to find out about a podcast called The Kennedy Dynasty. Had a blast being on your show, Allison. Big congrats on reaching episode number 100. It's a fantastic show. Kudos, all the best.
Hi, I'm Linda Jane Holden, and I wanted to wish Allison Holland and the Kennedy Dynasty congratulations on their 100th episode. Well done.
Hey, Allison, it's Michael D'Aloia, CEO of Evergreen Podcasts, and I just wanted to say congratulations on the 100th episode. We are thrilled to have you on Evergreen Podcast. And I really do believe that we've got the strongest history podcast lineup in the business. And one of the big reasons is because of your podcast. And here is to 100 more episodes.
Thank you guys for everybody that sent in those videos, by the way. They're very, very sweet. Brought another tear to my eye. I'm getting a little teary these days. But yeah, so what we're going to do now is I want you guys to send in something you want me and Ryan to banter about. Because I get a lot of comments, a lot of reviews about our banter. So give us a hot topic.
And we've got the banter queen looking out on our chat. My lovely wife,
beautiful,
Caroline.
Amazing Caroline.
Yes.
So she is waiting for you to give us something we need to banter
Meanwhile,
about.
while we're waiting for the banter, I had something I wanted to chat about, which is this book that I brought you.
Yeah.
Was this book that I brought you, which is over in the kitchen. So long story short, my grandmother's house caught on fire. That was unfortunate.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, I know, right? And my grandmother's house caught on fire. And basically they had to, the firefighters had to come and get everything out, and she was sort of searching through the back hallways and areas and things like that.
Did you say caves?
Caves. There's no caves. It's all closets. And she came upon this thing, and it is a book, a commemorative book called The Torches Past. And I'm going to read to you the inscription on the front. Is The Torches Past, and it says in this thing, "Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by hard and bitter peace, and proud of our ancient heritage." And that's from JFK's inaugural address on January 20th, 1961. And this is by the Associated Press, and it's about the death of President.
Yeah, I wonder if that has to do with William Manchester.
It may very well. Yeah.
No, maybe not. When was this published? Did it come out right after?
It did, yeah.
Well, no, it would have been a few years. That's interesting, though.
But it's got so much cool stuff.
It's so cool. What a good gift.
And I just brought Allison this today.
Yes.
And shout out to my mom, who recognized that I did this podcast with Allison,
sweet.
and she was like, "You've got it, Ryan." She called me about it like 2 months ago.
Aww.
And she was like, "I've got this thing, so when you come through, make sure you grab it because it'll be really cool."
That's so sweet. Such a good gift.
Maybe you'll be able to find something in this that you can make a podcast about. And I don't know exactly, I haven't even had a chance to look through it myself, but there may be pictures in here that you haven't seen before, and that might be useful to you. So
no, it's super
anyway,
cool. What a good gift.
The Torch is Past. If you know anything about this and you can tell us more about it,
do it.
Please do, because we are very interested in it. But I mean, it's a cool book.
After this, we're gonna read it in its entirety.
We're gonna sit down and we're gonna sit in a circle.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Hold hands.
We're gonna have about 4 more of these, and we're gonna read this.
Mm-hmm. Get all emotional.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
The Lost Tape. The Lost Podcast.
Oh, that one? No. Okay, for those.
Are we not allowed to talk about the Lost Podcast?
We can talk about it.
There is a podcast out there. The unaired 101st episode.
It's on a hard drive deep in my safe.
It's on a hard drive. One hot summer, 100.
It was literally like a year ago.
It was a year ago.
Yeah.
100-degree day, a year ago, when Allison and Jeff came and visited us in Memphis. We sat down at the end of the evening and we're like, you know what? We're having a great conversation. Let's record this for posterity, and maybe we can make a podcast episode.
We may or may not have had just like a couple drinks.
Well, in Memphis, we like to have a cocktail or two.
It was 1 or 2. And so we were like, this would be a great time for us to do a little podcast.
We thought it was great. Went to bed, then like 3 days later.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, we thought it was
I remember
very
us being
good.
like, this slaps. Like,
and
it's going to get some
Allison
downloads.
texted me 3 days later, and she was like, oh my God. She was like, this is hot garbage.
It was so bad.
This is just steamy hot garbage.
We were all literally just yelling at each other
the entire time.
We were just arguing.
And honestly, though, you know what? Release the tapes.
Never.
Release the tapes.
Get out of here.
Release the tapes.
Get out of here.
I'm calling upon the audience of Kennedy Dynasty Podcast. Call on Allison. Bully her into releasing the tapes.
I'm calling on the audience to give me a question. Do we get it?
We sure do. We have Emily Allen asking, what is our favorite episode each?
That's a great question, Emily Allen. Thank you for that.
I'm going to tell you, it's not one that I'm on, okay? Which is odd for me.
Wow.
Because I have an ego the size of Texas. It's where you interviewed the JFK's secretary, or someone who worked in the White House. Did I get that completely wrong?
What podcast?
Oh my God, I got this completely wrong. Cut to you. What's your favorite episode?
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
We'll figure it out in a second.
A secretary?
Yeah.
No.
Am I complete? Is this like one of those Berenstain Bears
Well, now
things?
I'm afraid that just because I'm like on camera and I'm like freaking out, I actually did do that, and now I'm forgetting. But that didn't happen. That didn't
Okay.
happen, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. That's the one.
The
That's
one about Evelyn Lincoln?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, because there was a little twist at the end.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I like that
okay.
one. That's
I was like,
my favorite one.
Okay.
So
Thank
yeah.
you.
And again, like I said, that's one of those Berenstain Bears things where I remember. You know how you think something was some way? Maybe that's what it was. It's called the something effect. The Doppler effect. No, that's not
Y'all
the
are
Doppler effect.
confusing me.
Mandela effect. It's called the Mandela effect. We
All
got
right.
there. What's yours?
You know, I've had a lot of really interesting episodes that I've really liked. Not to brag, but
I hope you liked them
I'm trying to
all.
think. I did. Well, no, there's a few that I could have tossed.
You know,
especially early on. There's one I did toss, in fact.
So there's
I can talk about that.
Wait,
That's fine.
There's a second lost
Actually,
episode?
I hope he's watching. Seth Wharton, I love you, man, but it had to go. There was one episode. If you listen to it, you know exactly which one it was. It was exactly episode 7, and there is a reason there is no episode 7 in my podcast list anymore, because I thought it would be a great idea to bring on my good buddy old pal. We have great banter too, but half of it's arguments, but half of it's with love. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun to bring him on and be like, the Kennedys for dummies, because he didn't know anything about him. He's not dumb, but he just didn't know anything about him. And so we went back and forth, and I thought it was so much fun because it was just like our normal conversations.
Right.
The amount of emails, and if one of you are listening, thank you for emailing me and telling me to take it down, because you probably did me a favor. But the amount of emails and reviews and stuff I got over this episode saying like, you are so mean to your friend, or saying, sorry, Seth. Say like, your friend's such an idiot. I'm like, and he's not.
Seth, I don't know you.
No, he's not at all. But
I
it was
didn't think
people
so.
were being mean just because he didn't know niche things about the Kennedys, and I was like, that's not fair. Like,
Hey.
that's such a random thing not to know. So Seth knows I had to take it down because I was getting too much.
So that's
hate
your
for
least
it.
favorite episode. So you
Really,
successfully.
it was mostly people saying I was mean, and I was like, I
Okay.
didn't want that vibe.
So that's your least favorite episode.
It's actually one of my favorites.
Okay.
I really liked Chappaquiddick. I thought that was a really fun one to dive into. It's an older one. Seth, I'm so sorry I told you.
I'm also going to say,
if you're
I just
listening,
wanna,
I love
I'm
you
going
so
to come
much.
back
I'm
and
sorry.
say that I liked of our episodes together, I really enjoyed the one that came out during the election of 2020.
Ooh, that
that
was
we
a good one,
talked
yeah.
about the election of 1961 and the
Oh,
election
wait,
of
what's the one we did
1960.
4 parts on? Was that Cuban Missile Crisis?
Cuban, we've done
No,
4 parters.
was it PT 109?
We've done PT 109 was 4 parts. It was the whole month of March.
Yes, I love that
Last
one
year?
too.
Or this March? It was this March.
No, it was last year. I was
Time
at the
marches
beach.
on.
Yeah, there it is. Ooh,
so-
I'm flustered after telling that story. All right, next question.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a drink.
We've got Joe Davey asking Allison, who would be your dream guest?
Well,
Alive or
see.
dead? I mean, is it?
yeah.
Can you do both?
I'll do both.
Alive and dead.
Alive, I would probably have to say Caroline Kennedy.
Sure.
I mean, she doesn't do interviews, so I know what would happen, and I respect that. But I would have to say that would be a dream guest. I also really want to interview Clint Hill, so I'm hoping that happens one day. And, you know, my typical question or answer that people would probably think I would say would be Jackie, but honestly, she was so private, I don't know that that would be a very good interview, although I would love to sit in her presence. So I'm going to say Bobby. Bobby would be the interview that I would want to give.
Be good.
Yeah.
I think you'd have
That's
a lot of
a
fun
good
with that. Yeah.
Let's do one more.
We do have somebody else saying, commenting, Clint Hill has a new book coming out and you need to get him on the podcast.
Let's just say we've had some emails. We may have exchanged a few
Cryptic.
things. So I'm hopefully going to speak with him. We will say.
Okay.
She knows people.
Last question from Caroline Cornell. If you could have a cocktail with any member of the Kennedy family, who would it be?
Joe.
Ooh, that's a good one. Which
You need to repeat the question.
Joe Sr.?
Yeah.
Oh, I do need to repeat the question.
Yeah.
That was awful. I'm so sorry. I've not repeated the questions. If I could have a cocktail with any Kennedy family member, who would it be? And you said
Joe.
Joe Sr.?
Yes.
Really?
Don't you think that's the person with the most interesting stories to tell?
Probably.
Yeah. Come on, there'd be some stuff. Goodfellas ain't got anything on Joe Sr.
I don't know. I might would have a cocktail with Jackie.
But I mean, yeah.
Loosen her up a little. Maybe we should chat, you know? JFK would be a great hang.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He'd have been awesome.
I feel like Joe.
Have a little cigar. Like,
Yeah, you could
hang
have
out.
you could have a cigar.
Yeah.
You could have a cigar and a cocktail. I think you could have, but I think in terms of like bang for your buck, if you,
Ethel would be fun.
Yes. What about those sisters that you did that episode on?
Those sisters.
Those women who lived, those Grey Gardens people.
Women. Oh, yes. Oh, my favorite quote ever. Me and Jeffrey say it all the time now. I think I even said this in the podcast episode. But little Edie Beale saying, like, she's like frantic looking around. And she's like, I can't find it. I can't find it. And they're like, what are you looking for? She said, what I'm always looking for, my pants or my makeup.
It's so.
It's my favorite thing
By the way,
ever.
so I knew nothing about those two people.
Really?
At all. Nothing.
See, what's weird, because that's like a separate phenomenon.
But hold on, what I'm telling you is just this one of the ways that's like, I don't know if it's serendipity or it's just the way the world works, where things kind of pop up at the same time.
Serendipity.
I know, right? I don't think it's serendipity, but basically we were watching through Modern Family this summer because we were bored, and no offense to Modern Family, it's fine, it's great, it's a good show. But there was this episode where one of the children in the series got a old school Rolls Royce, like a 1970 classic Rolls Royce Phantom, and he's like getting out of the car on a street, and then somebody rocks by and almost hits him. He's like, "Hey man, watch out!" And the guy goes, "All right, Grey Gardens, whatever."
Love it. See.
And I was like, what is that? And then you came out with that episode, and then I discovered this Grey Gardens thing. Literally all of that happened within the span of, I'm not kidding you, a week.
Yeah, I love it.
So life.
This is what I love about it. This is what I love about the
Serendipity.
Kennedys. It's not just the history aspect. It's not all the stuff. I'm so fascinated deeply with the phenomenon of them and the mystique and all the things that it carries. The fact that there are so many things that can still be talked about in pop culture or in politics, in anything, of this family that is still obviously very much in the public eye in some, ways. But literally, this family that was in the White House for a pretty short administration.
Right.
But literally revolutionized the way that we do so many things.
Well, I think it's beyond the administration, right? And sorry if we're getting onto a topic, but we're getting off to a tangent. But it goes
Jeffrey's
beyond
it
goes beyond the administration of one president, right? For 3 years.
Sure.
It's the family that was a political dynasty. It was the father. It was the sons. It was the cousins. Who married, by the way, into other families, and then created other connections in a giant web of. This is really where America doesn't have royalty. Right? We don't have royalty.
Yep.
But we do have families whose names are synonymous with wealth and power and influence.
I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, even though some people don't like them, Kardashians. They're huge. They're pop culture massive
Jeff,
for
can
our
you cut
generation.
this later?
No,
please?
I'm not saying I'm a huge fan or anything. It's
No.
true. Thank you, Caroline. It's
We're not
true.
Okay.
Anyone in the world would know exactly that name.
I'm just a
if you don't
knuckle
like
dragging history guy.
Listen, there's people
I
who don't
got
like the
it.
Kennedys.
Just me no understand. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who don't like the Kennedys,
That's
trust
fine.
me.
I get it. I'm not saying that there's not people who don't dislike the Kennedys. I'm just saying
I
that to
actually
put
met
the
a man in Paris this
Kardashians
week
up
that
on the
hates the
same
Kennedys.
level. To put the Kardashians
I
on
didn't
the
put
same
them on the level. I'm just saying they're a name that people know.
Okay, but there's a difference between being a name that people know and a name that is synonymous in
Are we
the
going to
United
throw
States.
hands right now? Because I'm actually getting a little mad.
All right. Well, you know what?
Kim's helped pass legislation. She wore Jackie's Cartier watch into the White House, which I'm not a little jealous about that at all. It's fine.
Well, we'll stop before hands are thrown.
I'm not saying I'm a huge fan.
I don't want to get blood all over this new wall.
If you don't see the
My blood.
it would blend.
Because I can't fight.
I can.
She's scrappy.
Okay, we should probably get back on.
Probably.
On our schedule. I just realized that. Do we want another drink?
Yes.
Because Lucas has another one.
I'm almost out of this.
That he's gonna get going for. Jeffrey's gonna have to move the camera a little bit, so this may be a little chaotic. Because I actually queued the last video too early. If you didn't notice that, so.
Did everyone notice?
They do now.
Did they notice on the chat?
You can rewind now and notice. I do have a question for off camera. Is the camera angle on us right now, or is it on Lucas? Us. Okay, great. It's still
Excellent.
on us.
So we're waiting on Lucas to get set, get prepared.
I want you to show them your watch.
Okay.
Sorry.
So by the way, this is a new watch. This is a watch that is it's a hybrid smartwatch. So I can get texts and things on this, and you don't think it's a hybrid watch until you click it, and then all of a sudden the screen changes and everything. So that's one thing. Second, I would be remiss to say that we've had the cocktails part of Cocktails and Clam Chowder. But you all need to be aware of something that's coming.
You have no idea.
At the end of this episode, Allison and I are gonna do shots
Yep.
of clam chowder.
And it's lukewarm clam chowder.
So
at this
this
rate.
is if you need an incentive to stay to the end of this stream. If you were like, I don't know, they can't. How could they possibly up the ante?
Exactly.
How can they up the stakes? Hot clam chowder shots.
And I want to let you guys know something. This is how dedicated I am to you. I'm a little bit allergic to clam chowder. so I'm gonna do it for you.
And by the way,
do it for the gram.
new merch.
Or
By
not
the way,
gram,
honestly,
for YouTube.
can you make a limited run of shirts that just say #Hot Clam Chowder Shots?
I don't think they'll sell.
Chowder, hot clam chowder shots.
How many people in the
Chowder
chat would
shots.
buy that?
Put it in the chat. If you would buy chowder shots,
What's going to be hilarious
Kennedy
is the
Dynasty
crickets for that.
Podcast, like on the back, but like chowder shots.
I'm not putting my name on that. Put Ryan Pryor on the back
No,
of
we're
that.
polling the audience. Kennedy Dynasty listeners and watchers of this particular podcast episode. Chowder?
Listeners, yeah.
Question mark?
Reminder, this is going to live on. I've had a lot of people message me saying they couldn't catch it live, so
Well,
this
you have a
video
lot
will
of
live
European
forever.
fans.
I actually kind of do, which is exciting.
They're
Thank
in
you guys.
Europe.
I want to another shout out to my awesome team, Dylan and Anya. They are my moderators tonight. By the way,
Thank
Anya is in the UK, so she's actually up in the middle of the night right now. That's
Anya.
dedication. And Dylan does an incredible job with my newsletters, all my marketing and stuff. They're just great. So I'm so thankful
There
for my
wouldn't be
team.
a Kennedy Dynasty without them.
Exactly. So anyway, it's time for Lucas. So let's go.
It's Lucas time.
And we're back. So, as I've been told, the Kennedy man himself, John F. Kennedy, really enjoyed a little glass of whiskey. So I'd imagine from time to time, this cool cat would have an old fashioned. So today, instead of using like a standard whiskey, the company Desert Door Texas Sotol actually does age their Sotol in a virgin American white oak barrel for about 12 months with char 3 on it. So, in the similar way that we're producing a bourbon up here in a virgin white oak barrel, they're doing something similar in that fashion. So I figured, why not an old fashioned? You know, the original cocktail for the original favorite president of everybody. At least for me, that's kind of how I view him. But
yeah,
could be some
Hear,
polar.
hear.
Yeah, hear. I'm in the right company to say stuff like that.
That's right.
So the easiest way to understand an old fashioned is it's bitters, sugar, and booze. So we'll start with the least expensive ingredient first. We're making 4 of these bad boys right off the top. So we're gonna make 1 ounce of simple syrup straight into this beautiful mixing glass. And then we'll go ahead and do the next less expensive ingredient. 2 dashes of Angostura per drink, and then 1 dash of orange bitters per drink. And then now, the best part. We're gonna do 2 ounces per drink of this beautiful 100 proof Desert Door aged Sotol, Texas Sotol.
Did you say 100?
It's 100 proof.
yeah,
back
baby.
in
100 episodes.
Yeah, we're getting
100.
100. As the kids say, we're keeping
It's
it
a
100
theme.
today.
Sheesh.
We've been talking a lot about lingo and
What
such.
the kids are saying.
Yeah, what the kids are saying nowadays.
Leave in the
kids-
comments what you think the kids are saying.
If you think the kids are saying something, we need to know.
Also, if you are a kid, don't comment.
Don't drink either, please.
Don't drink.
The beauty of this one right here is it makes the podcast really fun from here on out. So I'm just here for the
I
experience.
know. They're a little strong, Pukey. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let
a little
Keep it
strong's a word for it.
coming.
Definitely a word for what we're doing here.
I love
it.
the way that you poured that
Let's
last
celebrate.
So this right here, just a nice little Japanese stirring spoon, double teardrop. That's what they call it. It's not a name I gave it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You should have claimed it.
So when you got a lot of volume in your mixing glass, stir a little extra long, but not too long if you're pouring it over ice like these. So we'll put that boy back. This is going to go straight in over the top of this ice. I lost a little ice there. It's a sign of unprofessionalism. I don't know why they hired me.
No.
All right. So we're going to go down all the way. See what we have left after this 4th one and go back across.
Ooh.
He's still got tricks over here.
Snap, snap, snap.
All right. The signature thing about an old fashioned is the scent of orange, but there's no orange in the cocktail. It actually exists inside of this right here. You might be able to see it from the camera, but as you pinch an orange peel, you get a little bit of this guy in there. You get all the oils out of the rind. That's actually where a lot of the bitterness and the flavor comes from in an orange. So that's how you make an old fashioned. It's really simple, really easy. We made this with the Desert Door Texas Sotol 100 proof with a little bit of orange bitters, Angostura bitters, and some classic simple
Yay.
syrup I made in my kitchen.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, with water from the
It was
Mississippi
beautiful.
River. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here, here.
Here, here.
That's pretty good. Your impersonation, I haven't tried the drink yet. Hold on.
Ooh. That's the kind of drink that makes
That's
you go.
good.
Ooh.
Is there like cinnamon in it?
It's actually a barrel. That's what the barrel tastes
That
like.
is delicious.
Lucas, I've had a question for nary 10 years.
Yeah.
What are bitters?
So bitters, that's a loaded question. So if you
They're
ask
bitters.
someone, 200 years ago what bitters were, it would be something that a witch doctor gave you to cure headaches, stomach aches, all kinds of things. But bitters, specifically in this one, this is a Trinidadian. Trinidadian.
Okay.
I don't know how to say that one. But this is probably the most famous one, Angostura bitters. It's a mash of botanicals kind of blended down into a high proof. This is actually 44.7% alcohol.
Oh, wow.
So Angostura bitters might be one of the highest proof things that you have behind your bar on any given night, depending on where you're working. But really all it is something that has medicinal properties but is highly alcoholic. So when this guy was like, hey, this will make you feel better, he wasn't lying. Yeah.
The kids are like, this is great.
Yeah, everybody's walking around back in like the 17, 1800s.
Can you go back and do that again?
This is great.
I didn't know that kids talk like Goofy. Like, Gorsh.
Was that like, really?
Yes, 100%.
I'm actually proud of myself because I've never been able to impersonate him, so I feel like
Gorsh is 100 proof.
Yours is bad.
That's what happens when you drink an
Don't
old
do that
fashioned. You turn into Goofy.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, Lucas, this is a fantastic drink.
Round of applause for
Yes.
Lucas. Everybody in the room. Everybody. Yeah.
Lucas,
Amazing. And we will have links to his product pages and his websites and all the things and the recipes on the website on Monday, which is very exciting. Thank you for being here.
Hey, cheers.
You're the best.
That's what we're here for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cheers. That's great. That's fun.
We got it.
I'm here for it.
Cocktails.
We got the cocktails part.
I like this.
Stay
By the
tuned
way,
for the clam chowder.
another possible shirt. 100 episodes, 100 proof.
Ryan, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I don't think marketing's your thing. I'm gonna say that.
Hey, I come up with 1,000 ideas. It's your job to pick the one that's good.
Yeah, it's not my job anymore. This is my job now. Okay.
It's not our job
So
anymore.
what do we have next? Let's see. We got some Would You Rathers. You ready for it? And
Yes.
again, Anya, thank you for sending these. I'm going to be reading these off. And
What? We've got some laughs going on.
Oh no.
What?
Was it a comment or is it us?
What's the comment?
What was it?
It's Ben's room.
Oh, got it. Cool. It's our
Ben.
friend Ben.
I'm worried.
He said, please don't do another Goofy impression.
Yeah,
I agree.
okay, we won't.
Me and Ben have always been the same.
Yeah.
That's right. I agree with you, Ben. All right. Guys, feel free to send in any other Would You Rather questions for us, and feel free to answer these for yourselves in the comment section as well. So, would you rather, this may not pertain to you as much, but I hope it does. Would you rather take fashion advice from Jackie or from Carolyn? Carolyn Bissett.
Well, I have always really had a thing for Chanel suits. So I really, it's fascinating, the Chanel suit is, because you look at it just like you look at a Chanel suit and you're like, why would anyone ever wear this, right?
Mhm.
It looks uncomfortable physically. And it's not altogether
I don't
that
really think it looks uncomfortable. I think
it
we
does.
differ there.
I think it does.
I
But
think
that's
it
just
actually
me.
looks really
Well, that's on
comfy.
you. I mean, that's you. And I would never wear one, partially because they don't make them,
Make them
for
for
men.
men. Yeah, that could be a problem.
Amongst other things.
Mhm.
But I have always seen a Chanel suit. I'm like, I mean, I don't understand it. But here's the deal. If I don't understand it, it probably means that it's good in terms of fashion. So
Makes
I'm going to
sense.
go with Jackie
I mean, you
because
are wearing Flofers.
Flofers.com. I'm not getting any money for this.
What do you mean?
Probably Jackie because Chanel suits are fantastic, and then in her later years she had the big
Makes sense.
sunglasses and the riding boots and stuff. So
You know, that's a really hard question for me because I have to kind of say both. But they both kind of...
that's
see,
a cop-out. Pick one.
No, but listen. Here's the thing about them. They both had a very simplistic style in certain ways. Like, Jackie could put on a black turtleneck, some nice slacks, some sunglasses, and she looked chic AF. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Carolyn could do the same thing and
Sure.
did. They both just had such class with the way they dressed, and it was beautiful and flawless. So, that's a hard pick. It really is. I'm going to say both.
Both?
Mm-hmm.
I can see it.
I didn't
That's
would
okay.
you rather it. Okay.
Well, they both, I mean, also Jackie had 4 generations worth of clothing styles that she partook in.
That's a good point.
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s,
It's a
and
lot.
all of them, and also at different ages. So, I mean, she wasn't wearing Chanel suits by the 90s, right? I mean,
I will say, I think Carolyn may have been, man, that's a tough statement to say. I think she was a little more effortlessly chic. Like, she could just throw that hair back, minimal makeup.
Honestly,
I mean, just gorgeous.
if you have it, you have it.
And Jackie was gorgeous too. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that, but I think she was more, she prepared more to walk
Yeah.
out the door, I guess would be a way
Those
to say
of us who have it, we just have it.
that. Yeah.
Nothing we can do.
All right, next. Ooh, this is a good one. Would you rather live through the Camelot era or study it retrospectively?
Okay, well, so I've done one of those, right? I mean, I've already done the one. So what am I doing?
You mean studying it retrospectively?
Yeah, of course. Well,
what would you rather do? Would you rather live it?
Well, my question is this, and this is a serious question for whoever asks this question. Am I a part of the administration? Am I getting to see the inner workings of government? Or am I just a human being? Like just an average Joe?
Can you
someone...
answer the question?
Well, I think it's important. Okay, let me say this.
Jeffrey, what about you? What about you? Would you rather live through the Camelot era or study it retrospectively?
Either one, as long as it was with you.
Oh.
He's a good one, folks.
Wow.
He's a good one. Yeah.
Wow.
Now what's your answer?
God, anyone as long as it was Caroline.
There you go. We got it.
No, probably if I got to be in it and I got to see it, heck yeah, I want to be living in it. If I'm in the White House during the Cuban Missile Crisis, I would be. Now I'm sweating right now. I would have been a pool of sweat.
Yeah.
That week. But to say that you lived through it and to have been in the room where it happened, right? Shout out to great musical. To be in the room where it happened, absolutely. If I'm just an average Joe, then yeah, I'd rather read about it because, man, I mean. Yeah, because I'll know more by reading about it.
I think Emily Giffen had a wonderful point that she made when she was a guest a few weeks ago on the podcast, talking about how people can just kind of see different time periods with rose-colored glasses so easily.
Right.
So it's easy to look back and think, oh, that was such a lovely time, or that was whatever. But there was also horrible things going on at that time.
Well, we talked about it.
You look now and you're like, oh, these are the days, or are they? This is terrible. But there's different things in different times that are hard or different. So. And I don't know. It's interesting to look back and think like that would be such a glamorous time, but really
depends on who you are, right? It depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Because we did the episode about Bobby Kennedy going to the Delta. That was in 1968, and that was or 1967. That was literally just 7 years before. It looked exactly the same in 1961. So I don't know. It just depends on where you are. If you're in Los Angeles or New York, maybe you're fine. Or in Brooklyn, not Brooklyn, but Manhattan, sure. But there's the whole world that you don't see.
Yeah.
They don't do medieval movies about people who are like working in the fields. They do them about knights and things. So when people watch those movies, they think in their mind, oh, I would have been Guinevere. I would have been King Arthur. Well, no, you would have probably been if you've ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Legendary.
You would have been one of the guys out in the fields going like, what? I'm oppressed, help, I'm being oppressed, right? So.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if we answered that question properly, but it was a good one. Has anybody answered in the comment section their own? I'm curious.
Study it. That is the answer we have.
Study it.
People like to study it.
All right. Would you rather eat clam chowder, which is JFK's favorite,
or
cottage cheese and fruit, which was Jackie's for lunch every day?
Actually, Nixon also liked that too. Oh, definitely clam chowder, and I would eat it out of a shot glass every day. I just want to take 13 shot glassfuls of clam chowder every single day.
Every day.
That sounds...
Is that your actual answer?
Yeah.
I think I would choose the cream cheese and fruit, and I don't like cream cheese.
No, cottage cheese.
I mean cottage cheese. That's what I meant.
Yeah, cottage cheese is
I don't like cottage
gross.
cheese. It's actually disgusting.
Clam chowder is at least palatable. Cottage cheese is friggin' gross. What is it? Be a solid, be a liquid. Choose one cottage cheese.
Choose one. Yeah.
You've been warned.
It's a new campaign. It's great. Would you
T-shirt
rather...
idea?
Huh? What did you say?
T-shirt idea?
I don't think so. We'll take it to the drawing board. Would you rather have witnessed JFK's inauguration or the moonshot speech? That's really good. We choose to go to the moon,
Moonshot.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger deal.
I don't know. I think inauguration.
Larger implications.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Seeing that in person.
I understand, but I think the moonshot. I mean, think about how long that lives.
That's true.
How big that lives. I mean,
you don't think ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country lives
sure,
a while?
Right, but everybody in the world knows what the moon is.
Does everybody in the world not know what a country is?
That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm confused.
I understand.
Get off my stage.
This is just...
I'm replacing you with Lucas.
I'm just saying, in my opinion...
That is his opinion.
The moonshot speech... it just has broader implications. Everybody knows what the moon is.
Yeah.
But maybe not everybody understands the implications of a speech that is meant to set an administration off on the right foot.
You're taking these way too seriously. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
that was
the
great.
person with
what are people saying? Is anybody answering?
We got.
I keep cutting you off. I'm some of the worst host ever.
On clam chowder and cottage cheese, first of all.
We're split?
Yeah.
People. Okay.
Who's having 13 shots of clam chowder with me?
No one raise your hands.
Lucas?
Lucas, you're up.
How many drinks would it take?
Approximately 4.
Okay. That was actually a solid answer. Okay. All right. Would you rather have a daiquiri with Jack or a Negroni with Jackie?
So Negronis are gross.
I love them. I just had one in Italy last
I know
week,
you did.
and it
they're
was very
gross.
good.
And so obviously a daiquiri with Jack.
I'm going to choose the Negroni.
Yeah.
That is all the Would You Rathers. Has anyone submitted any questions in the comment section for Would You Rathers? You guys are slacking, so if you would like to send one in, please do it, and I would love to answer it. We have a few more Q&As to do as well.
Sure.
You want to do them?
I want to do them.
Are you sure?
I'm ready.
Are you going to get all heated and passionate and mad like you just did?
Why else would you invite me here? Do you want somebody who's just going to sit here and not say anything?
No, I don't.
Exactly.
You're right. You win. Okay. Which Kennedy are you most similar to? That's a great follow-up for what was just said.
None of them. None of them. I'm not that classy. I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm even on the same vein. I'm just sort of a hillbilly with a master's degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Kennedys, but they're not there.
I don't think I'm similar to the Kennedys
resonate with
either.
Lyndon B. Johnson. Like that's who I resonate with. Like I feel him deeply in my bones.
You guys know how
But
I feel about that.
I know. That's why, but I forced you to do a whole episode on Lyndon B. Johnson.
I know.
I said,
I needed content. It was early on.
Needed content. See, I said, I'll do it if you let me do a whole episode on Lyndon B.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, that's a hard question because I don't feel like I'm that classy. And so, I mean, Flovers.
They are red, white, and blue on the bottom.
They are.
It's added class.
But, no, I don't know. Like, I feel like it would be what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? I think it would be inauthentic to compare myself to some people
point.
like that.
Do you think I'm like any Kennedys? Answer honestly. You can say no. It's okay.
Yeah, I think, but that's up to you to
Ew.
decide. You are as a person and an individual. So one of the things you don't see is all the work that goes into these things.
I'm nervous.
And Allison is always very much thinking about, how she's presenting herself so that she wants to do a good job. Not because she's interested in having her ego boosted, but Allison's interested in doing a good job for a good job's sake.
Not because it is easy, but because it is hard.
And so in that regard, you would be like JFK himself.
Holy crap, are you serious?
In that your work
Ryan,
ethic.
you're like JFK too. We both are. It's great. That's so nice. That was nice. Thank you. Okay, let's do a couple more.
You hear that?
What?
Mom.
God. Okay. What is your biggest goal for the future of the podcast? That is a great question. I would say just reach more people.
We have these conversations at the end of every time we
do.
record. Every time we record.
There's about an hour I have to splice it
Yeah, she
off
has
of the
because
end
we
of
don't. We don't record it. We just talk about it. We always talk about visions and things like that. And I am like a dreamer. So when it comes to things like this, I'm like, I think this is the potential for what you've got going on. And I always tell Allison this. I think that Allison could continue to do what she's doing and take this thing that you guys have come to know and love from her and take it to the stratosphere. I mean, there's potentiality for not just podcasts, but all sorts of multimedia content based not just around the Kennedys, but I mean, other families, other places and people.
I would love to do that eventually. No one steal that idea, please.
You
just kind of broadcast
it's not about
it.
stealing the idea, it's about stealing the work. They can't, if there's something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Pryor,
the reality is
you're being
that
so nice today.
you can have all the ideas in the world you want vis-a-vis me. I can have a million ideas, but I don't have the sort of the next step, which is the continued motivation. Now, if you take one of those ideas or enjoy one of those ideas, I'll be on the ride. I'll get on the back and I'll grab onto your coattail and I'll just fly up behind you. But I think that Allison has the ability to take this thing to the stratosphere.
Well, that's so nice.
Yeah. And you've already taken it. 2 years later, can you imagine 2 years ago you told me the things you've gotten to do in the last 6 months?
I didn't think I would have 100 episodes. I will say that. I never would have thought it would have lasted that long. It has been a lot of hard work,
Working
too.
with the White House Historical Association,
It's
going
an
to
honor.
Dallas, New York, I mean, look at all these things you've done in 2 years. That's 2 years'
You're
time.
making me I can feel
That's
it.
2 years' time.
I'm blushing a little bit.
That's 2 years.
I know. No,
Take
I'm
that 4 years. The miracle of compound interest.
I'm gonna tell them my
Sorry,
future goals.
go ahead.
Guys, I am very thankful for where we're at. That's so nice, Ryan. It really is. But no, I think I just want to reach more people. I think what's so important is making history fun and digestible and accessible and not making it so freaking stiff all the time. That's when it gets boring and people hate it and people turn it off. And honestly, our attention spans are just not there anymore to sit there and listen to that. So I want to make it fun. I want people to know that it doesn't have to be this whole textbook read in audio form. It can be a conversation and we can disagree and we can agree and we can learn and there are interesting things that happened and I just hope that I can instill a little spark of history in other people because honestly, I didn't used to be that interested. I had niche things that I was interested in, but I didn't think that this would ever be a career for me by any means. I mean, you were the history person.
That fall semester, I had to drag you kicking and screaming over the finish line with the exam.
Guys, I barely got a C in U.S. history.
She came to me.
I would still barely get a C.
Ryan, the exam's in 2 weeks. I was like, well, what do you know? She was like, nothing.
Oh, you're forgetting that. No.
No.
I came to you the night before and I said, hey,
the
the exam's in 7 hours.
Oh, I was giving you a little bit more credit.
No, friend.
And I was like, okay, well, what do you know? And she was like,
nothing.
Nothing. But God bless her,
Hey, it's done.
It's
I passed.
done. You did it. But now, here's the thing. This is the beautiful thing, and this is why I got into the history profession. One, it's my passion. It's the thing I really like.
Mm-hmm.
But two, I got into teaching history because there's, what was my first episode called? What was the title of the first episode I was on?
Ooh, learn history so you don't look stupid at cocktail parties.
Boom.
Put that on a t-shirt.
95% of people need to know history for one reason, so that when you're at a cocktail party with people, you're saying things, you don't look stupid. Understanding the world around you, understanding the past is the key to understanding everything. But you came about it, you said, history wasn't your thing, but then you found something that you were passionate about, and all of a sudden the world of history opened up to you.
Yeah, it really did.
And it's the same thing for math. I couldn't do algebra in high school, hated algebra. The only class I almost failed in college, statistics. And
Ew.
I know, right? And
didn't I fail statistics? No, I passed that one. I failed calculus.
That's good.
Continue.
There you go.
I kept the F on my record. It was that
We're
bad.
imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, guess what? Got out of college, started dealing with my own personal finance stuff. I found out, wait a minute, I like math. As long as it's associated with
something you
money,
care about.
right?
Yeah.
Things that I care about, right?
Cares about.
Right? So the reality is that you came about it just a perfect way.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can bring history in such a palatable and, not stuffy, not stiff, not, erudite and, hoity-toity to people, and they can respond to that and say, yeah, this is the kind of, I like this. That's amazing, right? Because far too often we have gatekeepers in the profession who sort of are like, well, you can't study this or talk about this unless you know it. But guess what? How many of us sit around in the evenings and have drinks with our friends and we get into a discussion about something historical, and it ends up being beautiful and wonderful?
Yeah. My friends just now have to do that with me because we never used to do that. Now I'm like, hey, didn't you know that JFK did this one thing? And then they have to talk about it. So they're nice to me.
You're doing your goofy impression again.
That's actually just my voice when I add a little something to it. So that's a little
should I
offensive.
do my goofy interpret? No?
No.
Okay.
Ben said no. Don't ever do it again.
Never do it
okay,
again.
let's do one.
I'm gonna do it again.
One more. Honestly, I do really appreciate your compliments. They're very nice. I need to play them on a loop when I'm just feeling down. Okay, one more question. I just saw it and I really liked it. Hold on. Elevator music. Ooh, wait, 2 more questions. This one's cool. This one's not really for you. Sorry, it's just for me.
That's okay.
What is the most exciting opportunity you've had since starting the podcast? I would have to say it would just have to be, I know this is really blanket statement, it seems obvious, but really meeting all the people I've met. It's been insane. The amount of people that I've connected with and talked to and learned from, has been absolutely incredible. So yeah, that's my answer for that one. I wanted to say that. So if you're watching and you have contributed to this podcast in any way, being a guest or anything like that, thank you so much, because truly, you have enriched my life.
You should come on the next live episode.
Yeah, we'll load up my living room with everybody.
We'll have a whole thing. We'll have a rotating camera.
Yeah.
Maybe do a panel.
I love it. Oh, this is the one I saw. Okay. And you can answer this one too, okay? Last one, guys. Sorry. Lots of Q&As. All right. If you weren't doing a podcast on the Kennedys, is there another topic you would be doing it on? Guys, bringing Seth back. Sorry. Me and Seth talked a long time ago about doing a podcast about pop culture, because I'm obsessed with pop culture, and he would be just kind of the one on the side that would say something. And I wanted that to happen so bad, and I pushed him, and he turned me down, which I understand. Pop culture is a very flooded market. I get it. But it would have been that because I am way too well versed in everything pop culture. I know everything that's going on. I spend too much of my time reading Daily Mail. So I would do that. And thank you for turning me down, Seth, because now I'm the host of Kennedy Dynasty Podcast. So it probably was a good thing. But that would be mine. What about yours?
I got 2 answers, and they're very different.
Okay.
But one would be the Cold War. I'm fascinated with the Cold War. Yeah,
do it. Do a little
it's
series.
Like the whole thing, just from 1945 to 1991. I've been reading. I've just been reading the books.
Just
I've been
piggyback
considering.
off my audience.
Well,
It'd
no,
be great.
I'm not. We're gonna. But that would be one. And just on a completely other note, common sense economics. I think. No, hold on. Listen to me and listen to me good.
I will not. I will not listen
Most
to you.
people have no idea about how the world of money works. And I think we would all be better off if we all did. And I think I could teach it in a way that people would resonate with.
Mhm.
And yeah, those are my two.
It sounds
Probably not going to do them.
I'm going to be
but
honest with you. That second one is a great idea if you made it like really, really fun. Because the thing is, that does kind of sound like a podcast that I would download and be like, I'm going to listen to this, and then I didn't. So
Right.
you would have to really bring like. Some
Well, no, it
personality
would
to
be like, hey,
But I don't hate it. I
like,
need it.
Like,
I
but
need
listen,
it.
I mean, how many arguments? I mean, what is the number one topic that couples argue about?
Money.
Money. Always money.
Yeah.
It's always money.
I'm not saying
okay?
we do.
Right.
We
Of course.
have.
Yeah, everyone does. Everyone
Everyone
does.
does.
Here's why. Nobody really understands what money is or how money works. And once you gain just a basic understanding of it as a conceptual thing within our society, and then how to take that and then use it to your benefit, it stops becoming something that you argue over, and it starts becoming something that you discuss about.
I feel like I'm about to cue a video for your like podcast promo.
Coming this fall.
Yeah,
Oh.
seriously. All right, it's cool. It's cool. Do the Cold War though. I'm down with that. Let's do it.
Economics with RP.
Yeah, put it on a t-shirt. All right. Let's
That's the t-shirt
Are
you
we
want?
ready for a giveaway? No.
Hey, wait a minute.
didn't
Yeah.
want it. Are we ready for a giveaway?
Giveaway.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yeah.
There's more questions?
Oh, people are asking questions? Caroline? No, she's right. She's right. That was my fault. I'm supposed to ask her.
Why don't we do a giveaway
Caroline
and then
is
some
doing
questions?
an excellent job.
Let's
I
do a
should not have
giveaway
thrown
and
her
then
that.
some questions.
No. Let's do questions then giveaway.
Got
We
it.
have a question.
No, should we? Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, I'm sorry, Caroline. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Would you rather spend the night in the Kennedy compound or in
Ooh.
the White House?
Ooh. Would you rather spend the night in the Kennedy compound or the White House? Wow.
That's a heavy question.
That's hard. Would I get to stay in the like family wing of the White
Now
House?
who's being all specific?
Let's say yes. Let's say yes. Oh shoot. And is it the big house on the compound?
You get the whole compound.
You can choose where you want to stay.
You can stay in the barn.
Ooh, I don't know, y'all. Compound sounds amazing, but I might have to say White House.
White House.
Sleep in that Lincoln bedroom.
100% White House.
I mean,
The chat all said compound, so you guys are.
I'm not saying compound. I'm just saying. hey,
Bang
man,
for your
Lincoln's
buck,
bed.
pound for pound, White
House. You think?
Gotta be.
Yeah, there's
Can
so
I go
much
in this?
there.
Can I go in the situation room?
I feel like I just made the audience mad.
I want to go in this. It's okay. It's
That
a
is-
trivial issue.
That is my opinion.
That is her opinion.
That's right. Okay, another one? Oh, okay. Well, that was a good one. That was
great.
Good question. Let's do a giveaway, which has more questions. And you guys have to be competitive and know these dates, and hopefully you will, so that you can win good stuff. So,
What are our prizes?
the
What are our
beautiful,
prizes?
amazing Caroline is going to bring our prizes forward.
I think Caroline is amazing, and that is
She
that is also my
Thank
opinion.
you. Okay, so as you guys know, I work as a Next Gen leader with the White House Historical Association. I have been so honored to do that and, further our generation in preserving history, and it's been amazing, and I love it.
We are not worthy, by the way. I mean, just all of us in the room.
No,
we are not worthy.
Honestly, I'm not. Like, I'm so thankful to be a part of it. So, anyway, these are all items that they sent me specifically that I have in a separate room, but I ordered them as well so that I could hand out because I loved them and I wanted to share them with you. So, this is stuff that the White House Historical Association had curated for the Next Gen leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I love them all and wanted you guys to have them as well. So, first up, we are going to do, I'm losing my notes. It's fine. Pretend that did not just happen. It didn't happen. All right. We are going to do James Hoban, designer and builder of the White House. This was written by Stuart McLaurin, who was a guest on the podcast last year and is absolutely incredible. He is the president of the White House Historical Association. And I have to say, this book is on my shelf over there. It is absolutely beautiful. It's like almost like a suede cover, and it's gorgeous. It really is. So this will be our first giveaway item. And I'm going to ask you a question.
You want me to hold those for you?
Someone, you know what?
Yeah.
That would be lovely.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So, that's good. The first
call me Vanna
question,
White.
you have to try to answer it, and the first person or somebody, it's because she's going to pick at random, somebody from the chat who answers the question correctly gets this, and I will send it to your house after you email me at podcast@kennedydynasty.com with your address. So, what year was the White House built? I was making sure the answer was not on the cover.
Is it the first person or is it random?
It's at random. Yeah, just in case people do. If it's the first, yeah, do first. That's great. Whatever you would like to do. What year was the White House built? Honestly, it is a little delayed. When do you think it was? Don't say it if you know the real answer. You're reading the back. He's cheating. He just read the back. Like, I saw that.
Hey, Albert Einstein famously said, I do not keep in my head what is readily available in books. So,
that's a good quote.
If it's good enough for Albert Einstein, it's good enough for me. And indeed, here's the thing.
We have a wrong answer. I will give it to you if no one gets the right one. This is your book.
All I have to do.
We have it.
Oh.
We have it. Emily Allen has the correct answer.
Emily Allen, 1792. You get a beautiful coffee table book. James Hoban, thank you so much for the right answer.
Coming to a coffee table near you.
I love it.
Your coffee table.
All right.
I hope you have a coffee table.
I'm sure she has a coffee table.
And put it down here.
All right. Next up. I love this book. It's called Be Fearless. 5 Principles for a Life of Breakthroughs and Purpose, and it's by Gene Case. So, in a fearless moment of JFK's life, what year did JFK receive the Purple Heart for wounds received during the PT-109 battle and event? What year was that? You guys know this. We know this. We've learned this in this podcast. What year
think Jimmy
was
Dean
he fearless?
Pure pork sausages.
He probably said it in the song.
Think about those breakfast sandwiches.
What year?
There's a great way to start your morning.
I almost bought us some Jimmy Dean sausage. I actually told you after that when we left the store yesterday.
Could have had like a little
I
cocktail.
was going to give you like a little, I'll be like, here's some.
Does he sing the year in the song that we played at the beginning?
Probably, that's what I said. Yeah. He
Yeah.
probably does sing it. Jeffrey asked if they sing the song. Or sang it in the song.
We have a wrong answer again.
We have a wrong answer. You will get it if no one gets it right.
Keep
Don't
going.
you worry. Don't you worry. It's going to happen. And if nobody gets it, or nobody wants to participate, Ryan.
You keep it for next time.
That's true. It's 200. We'll keep it for the 200.
Oh, we got it.
We got it. We got it. We got it.
We've got Zill Kennedy has the correct answer, 1944.
Yes.
Hey!
You got it. Email
Look
podcast
at you.
at kennedydynasty.com. Zill Kennedy got it. I'm terrible at that. I should have given you a mic, Caroline. I'm sorry. Excellent job, Zill Kennedy. I will send you that if you email podcast at kennedydynasty.com with your
You
address.
don't even have to put this on your coffee table.
You can just read it and put it on the shelf
Just,
if you want to.
Just read it.
Read it.
Just put it
You'll
right
be
next to
so
your
fearless.
bed, under the bed.
You ready for the next?
Yeah.
Guys, I have 2 of these to give away because it's good, and I got 2 of them.
Uh-oh.
We got 2 winners.
Ooh.
We got
2
2
winners.
winners.
Okay. 2 big winners.
This is the White House Historic Guidebook, fam. And if you have listened to my podcast episode on Jacqueline Kennedy's White House tour, you have heard about this. So we got 2 of those to give away. Now, what year did Jackie Kennedy collaborate to create the very first White House guidebook? What year, fam? What year? This is very easy. Come on, guys. We know it.
Everybody knows this.
We know it.
Come on, if you don't know this.
If you don't know this, then I've got 3 White House guidebooks now.
If you...
So it's gonna be great. I'll give them out to kids with like Halloween candy. They'd be like,
They'll never come back to your
I
house.
know. They'd be like,
This
what
woman
is
gave me a
this?
book.
I can't read.
I got a book at Halloween.
Just want a Kit Kat.
Yeah, I said, like she gave out books in Swedish fish.
Like Mom, I'm crying.
Yeah.
Do you want this? What is
Is
it?
that a
We
book?
have, well, okay, we got 2 correct answers.
Hey!
We did it. Who is it?
We got Catherine Zittman.
Catherine Zittman.
And Christina Hamilton.
Christina Hamilton.
You did it.
With the correct answer.
And the answer is 1962. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's not true.
In 1962?
No, his was, what's the little thing?
1492.
1492.
We don't really talk about Columbus these days.
No, I know we don't.
He's
He
kinda
was
canceled.
not. Yeah. By the way, I'm reading that book on the shelf over there. It's Don't Know Much About History, and man, it just tears Columbus down.
Yeah,
So
well, they should.
kinda rough.
He deserves it.
Anyway, we'll edit that
That
out
is
for the
my
other
opinion.
one. All right, and last but certainly not least, this is something that I've been collecting for many years, and I'm very excited to give out one. It is the White House Historical Association annual Christmas ornament.
Oh, that is gorge.
Isn't it fun?
I know.
I know. So anyway, what was the theme of the White House Christmas tree during the Kennedy administration? The first theme that Jackie
Do you want
Kennedy
to
did.
hold it or do you want me to hold it?
You can hold it if you'd like. You can
wanna
open
hold
it
it
and look
together?
if you want.
Can I show the audience?
Yeah, it's for the Nixon White House.
Oh,
Mhm.
my favorite.
Really?
I will have my government teacher was a Nixon guy.
Really? Nixon was your favorite administration?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, but our government teacher,
I was a little worried.
he was in Creep during Watergate.
Really?
He's listed in, you ever seen All the President's Men?
Yeah.
He's listed at the list of names at the end who was investigated.
Shut up.
I know, right?
Fun little fact.
I know people.
I wonder if he has the ornament. Do we have any answers? Oh, come on, fam.
White House 2022.
I've also covered
you know
this.
What?
I've
you know
covered
what? This really makes me kind of nostalgic for Christmas. I can't wait for Christmas.
No, I bet Dane is too. Yep, that's a Dane thing to say.
Love
we
Christmas.
got it.
Big Christmas guy
We
right
got
here.
it. What is
Hey.
it?
Caroline Cornell.
Caroline Cornell.
We like your name, Caroline.
You get an ornament, and you get an ornament.
You get an ornament?
You get an ornament.
Let me tell the right answer.
Go
The right
ahead.
answer was it was decorated for the Nutcracker Ballet.
Yes.
It's the very first.
And
I have covered that in an episode. So
you also, this is also, we've touched this.
she does not care.
Yeah,
she does not care. Though. She's probably like, please stop touching my ornament.
Here's a fingerprint right there for you, right on the back.
Stop. Okay.
No.
That's not the giveaways. So honestly, that's kind of all I've got, except for our shot that we will
Do you
take
think
at
there'd
the
be an
end.
interest from people having you know NPR does one where you can get your voicemail, the
Mm-hmm.
voicemail tagline be like someone on there? What if we offered to do a voicemail tagline?
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Voicemail, like for cell phones?
Yeah.
Why would somebody want us to answer their phone?
I don't know.
What if somebody was like getting a call for an interview or something? They're like, hi, this is Ryan and Allison. And then you do some stupid goofy impersonation or something? No. God, we're going to have to work on your thought process. Anyway, I think we're ready for
I have good ideas.
Excellent.
It's from Wait, Don't Tell Me. You wouldn't know about it.
No, I wouldn't. Guys, I'm so excited to do this. Watch. It's a wrap.
Uh-oh. She
We
threw
did
it
it.
down. That was like her Bible.
It really was.
Like
I
an
wanted-
hour ago.
Guys, I so appreciate all of you listening to the podcast. The first 100 episodes.
We did it.
Has been absolutely incredible. I'm so thankful for every single person that has listened and commented and followed on Instagram.
We got one big
and
event.
And done all the things. Oh, yeah, I know. And I'm not going to, don't
Okay,
worry,
sorry,
I won't
I'm
forget.
sorry, I didn't
I'm
know.
just thanking
Got
everybody
you.
so much for the support over the year. It's truly been amazing. This has become an incredible part of my life and something that I'm so thankful for. And as a mom, I needed something that was for me. I needed an outlet, and this has been absolutely incredible. So I'm very thankful. And I can't wait to do 100 more.
100 more. And an episode from the Kennedy Library, I think. Methinks.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
Methinks. I don't think a live, though, would be hard.
No, they wouldn't
we
let
could
us
do
that.
that Instagram Live.
They wouldn't let us do that. I don't
No,
think.
they probably wouldn't
But
let us do
that'd be fun to like walk around and talk about it.
We could set up a station outside of it.
You can pay for us to go to Boston. How about that?
Can do that.
That's my 100th gift.
100th gift.
All right, guys. I'm very cringing for this, but
Are you good at?
Do a goofy voicemail.
No, I will not.
No.
No, Ben.
Oh wait, you can do it for Ben though.
I could do it for Ben. Ben?
Ben, you've earned it. All right,
Are
guys.
these hot?
No,
No.
they're lukewarm.
Oh.
Okay. This is a Jeff glass. You guys, I'm not gonna break a promise. This is cocktails and clam chowder.
All right.
Coming at you.
You've been waiting for an hour and 10 minutes. Lucas, you want to come over here and have a?
Lucas,
can
have
we
a
get
little
Can we
sniff.
get one for you? You want
Yeah.
one? Come on,
really-
get over here. Get over here.
Hold on.
Yeah.
If
Can
you're
we
not
get?
afraid
Can we
to
get an
drink it-
extra shot glass of
No,
clam chowder?
it's gone. I'll give you my other half. I'm gonna do a little half skis.
Okay.
Half shot.
Am I?
Come on, come
Yeah,
around.
come on in.
Yeah, come around.
in.
From the back.
Come around.
in.
I'm in my.
We just said
Lucas
it
the
the same amount
bartender,
of times.
everybody.
All right, everybody, let's do it. Cheers,
Cheers.
to 100.
Cheers.
Somebody get this woman an EpiPen.
Y'all, I'm unable. It is so thick.
That was.
Don't get off.
No, I'm not gonna vomit. I was joking. No,
Not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna
that was. It was like taking a booger. That was like shooting a booger.
Why did you say that? I'm gonna have to edit that out.
No,
Okay,
you're
guys,
not.
thank you so much for joining us for Cocktails and Clam Chowder. It's been a blast, and I will talk to you next week.
Come on and vote for Kennedy. Vote for Kennedy. Keep America strong